Everyone, hello and welcome back. Today's lecture will cover programs and programming language. So, here is our outline. We will explore what is a program and programming language, as well as give you a brief overview of machine language, assembly language, and the high-level language. And after that, compiler and interpreter, we will understand the level of programming language and understand why the C language is called the mid-level of programming language. First of all, let's define a program. It is also called as software. It's basically a set of instructions that tell a computer what to do. So, we use programs to interact with or to communicate with computers. To tell a computer what to do, we should use a program. And to build a program, we use programming language. Now, let's try to address the programming language. These are the languages that allow us to communicate with computers. Or you can say programming language is a computer language that is used to give commands to the computer to perform some tasks. Computers, as you know, are machines and they do not understand human or natural language. So a program is written in a language which computer can understand. So in order to communicate with computers, we need programs. And in order to build programs, we use programming language. In reality, computers only understand machine language. Now the common question that pops up in our mind is, how can computers understand programming language? So we have some tools that convert programming language to machine language. After that, computers are able to understand that language. So don't get yourself confused. Let's look at the machine language now. This is the language of computers. So this is the primary language of computer. This language uses zeros and ones. This is why it is known as binary language. Binary means 2. As you can see, computer can understand only 2 digits, 0 and 1. For example, if we want to add two numbers 2 and 3 and get the result, we would write something like this. This is a machine language instruction. As you can see, it is a collection of zeros and ones. This is just one instruction to add 2 and 3 and get the result. As you can see, this is very difficult to use and it is also machine dependent. By machine dependent, we mean that this code over here may work on one machine but not work on another machine. This is what we mean by machine dependent. Before any instruction can be executed, it must be written in a machine code or machine language. Later on, we will write programs in C. So all those instructions will be written in a C programming language. So all those instructions must be translated to machine code. After that, computer is able to execute that code. And this rule applies to all other programming languages. Let's now discuss the assembly language. It was created to make programming simpler. First of all, it is also machine dependent and in assembly programming language, keywords were introduced. For example, we have a keyword add for performing addition operation and a keyword sub for subtracting two numbers and a lot more. So programming becomes a little bit easier. For example, suppose you want to add two numbers 2 and 3 and get the result. We will write something like this in assembly instruction. We are telling the computer to add the number 2 and 3 and get the result into the result. So this is an instruction written in an assembly programming language. It should be noted that assembly program does not run directly or execute directly. As I said, all instructions should be written in a machine code before the computer can execute them. So there is a program called assembler that translates assembly code to machine code, and this is how we can run assembly code. Whenever we write code into the assembly programming language, the assembler translates that code into the machine code and then assembly code will execute. Now let's talk about the high-level language. High-level language are the next generation of programming language. In a high-level programming language, we use English words. So this is why a high-level programming language is easy to learn and easy to use. Also, a high-level programming language is machine independent. So our programs will run on different machines, which is very important. And each instruction written in a high-level language is known as a statement. So later on, whenever we write an instruction using C, we call it a statement. A program written in a high-level programming language is called a source program. or source code. Let's look at an example. If we want to add two numbers 2 and 3 and get the result, we would do something like this, which is a C statement that is very similar to mathematics. Now, just like before, this is a statement written in a high-level programming language that it can't be executed directly. First, this code converts into the machine code, after that it will be executed. In order to translate source code to machine code, we use compiler and interpreter for high-level language. Let's now discuss compiler and interpreters. First of all, both are used to convert source code to machine code. However, the compiler converts all statements at once. For example, here we have a source code. You don't need to worry about this code. In this case, the compiler takes the entire source code and converts this code into the machine code for the execution of this program. However, interpreters operate in a different way. An interpreter translates one statement at a time and immediately executes it. So, instead of translating all statements, it translates one statement at a time and executes it quickly. This is the main difference between the compiler and interpreter. There is a distinction between high and low level of programming language. Here, high or low simply refers to the degree of abstraction. Abstraction means hiding system level detail. Therefore, a higher degree of abstraction requires less effort from the user. We wouldn't have to worry about what's going on inside. A simple text editor is a good example of higher degree of abstraction. You simply type the text and hit the save button when finished, without worrying about how it is saved, where it is being saved in the memory. This is called a higher degree of abstraction. A lower degree of abstraction, on the other hand, requires more effort from the user. In this case, you must be aware of all internal computer details. High-level language include Java, C++, COBOL, Pascal, and much more, while low-level language includes assembly language and machine language. There is one more level known as the mid-level, which is neither high nor low. C is known as a mid-level of programming language because it simplifies programming for humans. On the other hand, it allows us to access system-level features such as direct memory access via pointers, bit manipulation using bitwise operators, and much more. Because of this unique feature of C, C has become a popular choice for developing system-level applications such as device driver, operating system, kernel, and so on, as well as various software applications such as games, editors, and much more. So that's it for today's lecture. See you in the next lecture. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.